Wagwan people, Wagwan tea sippers, Wagwan me generals. How are you all doing? I hope you are doing well, and welcome to the new people who are watching today. Welcome, welcome, Wagwan. Come in, and to the subscribers, one love to the family. You know, if you're new here, please like and subscribe so YouTube just knows there's more of you out there that love this content, and so we can all come together as a collective and just be one family. Okay, one family, one love. Yes. So I was looking at the Jamaican proverb today, and I was just thinking, what message does the collective need to hear right now? And one popped out, but oh, before we get into it, please make sure you have a nice cup of tea or a beverage to keep you, hydrated, because we're going to get into it. Go on. Okay, so the one that I pulled up today was, so I'm going to say it in the English translation, and then we'll say it in the Patwa translation. Okay, get if you can't get the turkey, you have to be satisfied with the crow. So if you can't get the turkey, you have to be satisfied with the crow. So in the Patwa, in Jamaican Patwa, if you can't get turkey, you have to satisfy with the drum crow. So if you can't get the turkey, you have to satisfy with the drum crow. So again, that just means, if you can't get the turkey, then you have to be satisfied with getting the crow. And tell me in the comments what you think it might be, or what you might think it might be about. But essentially, it's really telling us that we have to sometimes don't always get, sometimes we don't always get what we want. Sometimes we don't always get what we want. And to be thankful for the abundance that we have around us so that more can come our way. And this is why I really love Jamaican proverbs, because there are so many, and it is something that I would love to do for the collective, to kind of play maybe some oracle cards for you later down the line, because there are so many, and I love how each proverb carry meaning, they carry power, and they have close ties with all the kind of like all the different types of cultures that kind of sit in Jamaica, whether from the African influences, the Indian influences, European influences. Like it's a combination of all different things that makes up Jamaica. Jamaica's a melting pot essentially. So there is a lot of spiritual power in the proverbs, and that's why I love also linking them with other divination tools like the tarot cards, oracle cards, because in itself they carry power, where you could just essentially just pick up a proverb and use that to do a reading. And I feel like this one that came out specifically because it popped out, and I thought, oh, okay, let's have a look. And it popped out again, and I thought, this is definitely a saying. Like this, what that the first time was an accident. This was a message that, some of you out there, the collective, the Wagwan Tara Anti collective, could, maybe benefit from hearing this. And I think not just for those who may benefit, I think we can all benefit from that message of, sometimes you might really want something and it might not always look like it's going your way, but or maybe what you had planned. But sometimes what we have planned, no matter how much we plan, sometimes there could be even something bigger or greater. Or if we don't get what we want at that particular time or moment, it may make us feel like, oh, start to question yourself. And sometimes there's things that are out of our control. We just have to just trust the process and trust that things are coming our way, and just know that they are coming our way. So just, I feel like, to be fair, this was like a quick message, but just knowing that, if there's any of you out there, like, um, just being like present in what you have now, being thankful for what you have now, looking at all the good things in your life, and taking that time to focus on that, and looking after you, and the fact that you are listening to this, this is an additional support tool, being part of that collective, and coming together and really supporting one another on our growth, healing, self-love, so that we can then bring in abundance and joy into our life, but as well as it being like something that we constantly are working on being our better self. So yes, if there's any times where you've been feeling like, you know you've maybe kind of just thought, why is things not happening for you, maybe, just taking that time to just, when you do get those moments, because we all get those moments, and sometimes it's like that negative talk can then come back. It's like delete, 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 recognizing when, if you have said something, like if it could be a case of, oh, why me, delete, 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 and just using that as a way to help you to just, um, when you hear that negative self talk, or and sometimes it can be so, you become so accustomed to it, if you have been doing it, that it becomes your own tradition, it becomes your own way of like, oh my gosh, I've just recognized what I'm doing. And remember, at Wagwan Tarot, yeah, like, it's not, yes, we do pick up cards, tarot readings, proverb readings, but essentially it's all about using different tools to help us to get where we want to be. And that's really essentially to be able to live, laugh, love, and drink tea, and just, enjoy it with the collective. So taking that time to really, love on yourself is key. Like, self-love is investing in like investment. Sometimes we just see investing as just finance, of investing in our career, investing in a house or things like that, but there's not so much onus on investing in your self-love, investing in yourself, in your self-esteem, your self-image, in your mental health, looking after your emotional health. And this is where we're saying, no, this is important, this is vital, because this is essential to our well-being. So taking that time to recognize that, and constantly, taking time to even say thank you for the doesn't matter how small, doesn't matter how big, what you have in your life. So it helps you to stay grounded, it helps you to stay connected, it helps you to stay, like, observant on all the good things around you. It helps you to be more mindful, yeah, on the stuff that's around you. Even if it's just maybe one goal or one achievement you've done in the day, but you can take that time to really focus, to really channel your energy, and really feel good about what you've achieved, no matter how small, no matter how big. Okay? And that will help you to see the abundance. And abundance can look like different things. Abundance could be having family, having good set of friends, a good circle of friends, maybe having some money in your bank account, you know, maybe an opportunity has come your way. It can look like different things, but it's also knowing that your well-being is intact, and you're constantly investing in yourself. You're constantly investing in your well-being, because girl, brother, sis, bro, hey, you are important. Yes, you are important. You are important, baby, darling. Yes, yes. Sometimes I have to put on the Patwa accent because it helps me to connect with spirit, you know. But you are important. You are important, darling. Baby love. You are important. And you need to recognize that. And You know, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe so, you know, the family can get bigger and bigger. So we have a loving collective who are all on this journey of life, on this journey of spiritual growth, on this journey of spiritual awakening, and really tuning in to loving ourselves and making the world a better place. Yeah. So yes, I'm going to leave it there. But what I would like to add, um, with the collective is just a spiritual guidance message for us. Okay, so if we can have a spiritual guidance message from the spiritual guidance cupcake. Yeah, because we're all about tea and look, perfect, isn't it? Tea and cupcake, afternoon, a bit of afternoon tea. Yeah, so we're gonna have a look and see what comes out. I feel like pick one. Okay, we've got two, so let's read the two. So we've got, ooh, get your nails looking slick, manicure in process. So if you do get those maybe a day, or maybe something hasn't worked out, or just even if you just want to do it now, you taking that time to then replace that energy with something good, something positive. Again, investing in yourself, in taking that time to invest in yourself. You know, um, let's look at the next one. And the second one is act like you're on the runway. Wow. Act like you're on the runway and strut your stuff, honey. Tell yourself, I am still popping. I am still popping. You best believe I'm still popping. Yes, me popping. Yes, me as popping, popping, popping. Hey, yes, you are. And again, we're all about that self love. Self love is in the building. It's in the building, honey. So, you know, if you're constantly taking that time to look after yourself, your self love, you know, and again, self love is all that about the well being, feeling good, taking that time to look after yourself, you know, you're going to it's going to help you to see the abundance all around you and the good things that are happening around you, so that we're not worrying over things that are not in our control, that are out of our control, but really tuning into what is going well. And those things that may, if there are things that have been worrying you and you're feeling like, okay, well, I wanted to get this house, I wanted to get this car, I wanted to get this job and it didn't work out. Okay, we can write it down and how it made, and you know, maybe log how it made us feel, and then on that occasion, then write something else that you are thankful for in your current life. It could be like, maybe this is going well. You've got this going on. You've got maybe this opportunity coming. So then you're creating a balance for yourself. And again, think of it as like scales. We've got to kind of, you know, make sure that we're pouring into our own cup, investing into our own cup, you know, looking into our own, you know, and again, with your self love, your emotional health, your mental health, your own well being, you are constantly pouring into yourself. Whereas that's an exercise program, looking after yourself, taking that time to constantly work on yourself is key. And I feel like that this is what the proverb wanted us to remind us all as a collective, that, you know, sometimes you might not always get what it is that you had planned for, or what you may have focused on, but just know, sis, just know, bro, that things, you know, great things are always around you. And if there's things that you want to bring into your life, brilliant. Let's remove those blockages. Let's work on those blockages first. Let's work on releasing any negative self talk, recognizing it, logging it down whenever you may notice those patterns of behavior. If it's when it starts to show up, if it's maybe when you're feeling about anxious over something, or it's kind of like you're really focused on something so much that you want it so much that it's almost like you're you're holding it so tight and you're not allowing the energy to flow. Yeah. So all of this is important because essentially it helps us to recognize, okay, maybe this is what I've been doing, this is and this is what I need to work on to constantly to keep building on myself. And again, we are human beings, we are always building, we're always developing, and getting to know more and more about ourselves. And that only will continue if you take on if we take on this attitude of seeing ourselves as we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, you know. And one thing about age as well, that's how we constantly learn and evolve, because we constantly have to adapt, you know, to our situation, to our environments, to our circumstances. So age also gives us that ability to kind of adapt and look back and think, oh gosh, what I would have done differently, maybe when in my 20s, what I would have done differently in my 30s, what I would do differently in my 40s, what I would have did differently on my 50s, 60s, 70s, like, or things, or look back on things and think, oh, I wish I had done this, I wish I had focused on this. And that's through age we get that wisdom. But also, if you are constantly working, taking that time to really invest in your self-love and invest in yourself, essentially that helps us to become spiritually inclined, or with ourself, with our well-being, and it can help us to kind of recognize any blockages and then what we can do to work on those so we can release them, so they're not hindering us when we do want to manifest great things. And again, one of the best ways for us to bring in good into our lives is for us to genuinely feel good about ourselves, and also making sure that the our thoughts and our feelings, when they become a union, they are bringing goodness around us. So it's also keeping that in mind, um, and making sure you're just taking time to look after yourself. And yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Just don't be hard on yourself, and really just know that it's always constantly about um, looking after yourself, and just seeing it as like self-love is kind of like, it's like a level of fitness, just like how physical fitness is not retained. It's something we constantly have to work on. It's the same thing with self-love. We constantly have to work on our self-love. What our self-love could have looked like 10 years ago could be completely different now, and it could be so many different things. We've got pandemic, you know, we've got maybe different experience in life, whether it could be a divorce, breakups, loss, loss for family, friends, things, different things that can impact on, or unfortunate events that can all impact on our self-love, our well-being. And it's something that we constantly have to do and constantly work on and invest in ourselves. So as a collective, we can do this together through learning different manifesting techniques, um, you know, using songs, sing-alongs, mantras, um, using tarot, different divination tools to help us to ascend to our higher self, our higher being, and just helping us to really truly love ourselves and be in love with who we are, and recognizing the talents, the skills that we have as a collective to offer to, not to just ourselves, but also to our families and to our loved ones, and to others out there as well. So to the collective, to the Wagwan Tara Auntie collective, I hope this message resonated with you all, and please do go to the pick a card readings, the podcast, because there's so many gems. Sometimes I mean, I have, when I go back and watch them all, I'm like, wow, wow, like spirit was talking. It was like, I'm just a vessel. So really taking that time to look after yourself and invest in yourself, and we're all doing this together. So you know what we do around here. Yeah, I hope you've had some nice sips. Yeah, and maybe a snack or two. Yeah, and let us know what let us know what you're sipping on, and you know what messages are resonating with you, and you know how it go around here. I saw it go around here. You know, take take what resonates, and leave the rest. Leave the rest. Sometimes it might not resonate now, and it might resonate later. I saw it go around here. I saw it go. So look after yourselves. Look good. Feel good. Stay blessed. And I'll see you on the next one. Okay? Gwan.